Paul Hartman. I have no idea who this is beside me here. I've got a secret. Do you think you can guess what it is?
I've Got a Secret, starring Gary Moore.
Well, thanks a lot, and greetings again to you out there, my friends. Welcome to our show on a very cold and crisp and Christmassy sort of night in New York City. We are gathered here, as you might have guessed, to play another game of I've Got a Secret, a Snoopy sort of a rigmarole in which we reveal the awful truth about some very nice people just for fun. Tonight we have information about the private lives of some interesting folks, but first I'd like to have you meet our panel. To begin with, we have Mr. Bill Cullen, and then Miss Joan Bennett, and the very busy Mr. Henry Morgan, who is helping the lovely Miss Jane Meadows and dig that lid. That's our panel. Oh, great. That is the most.
Is it?
Just the greatest. But all gather around after the show. We'll all pile presents around Jane Meadows, huh? Very well, now. Let's have at it, panel. You all set to play I've Got a Secret?
Ready?
All right, then let's welcome our first contestant, please. Will you come in, sir? Now then, sir, will you tell our panel, please, what your name is and where you're from?
I'm Edward Fouts from Columbus, Kansas.
Edward Fouts, and he is from Columbus, Kansas. All right, now, Mr. Fouts, here's how we play the game. Each panelist gets 15 seconds of actual questioning time, and then he will hear this sound. It's very, very nice sound, but it's the wrong sound. He will hear this sound. Thank you. These sound men had their office party late this afternoon. You will hear that sound, and I will pay you $10, sir, and turn the game over to the next questioner. Twice around the panel for a total loss of $80, and the game is over. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, then you whisper to me what your secret is. The folks out there would like to know. And I would like to further tell you that before this spot is finished, we have actual, factual, living proof of what the statement that you just read on your screen. All right, now, panel, I'll tell you that this concerns something that Mr. Fouts has done, and we'll start with you, Bill Cullen, please.
Mr. Fouts, is this something that a lot of people have done?
No, sir.
Did you get paid for this thing that you did?
No, sir.
Is it a romantic thing that you did?
I don't think it would be very romantic.
I don't.
Well,
That's my personal opinion. You know, what one guy likes, another guy doesn't go for. But I say, no, it isn't a romantic thing.
That's right.
were you involved in this thing that wasn't romantic then alone?
Yes, sir.
Is this a hobby of yours?
Yes, sir.
Did you build something?
No, sir.
Did you collect something?
Yes, sir.
I got a cousin who's collecting dust. This thing that you collect is...
Yes. $10 down and $70 to go. Sorry, William. Miss Joan Bennett, please.
Are you still collecting
Yes,
this
ma'am.
thing? Is
Yes.
it one object at a time or a group of things? Oh, wait a minute. You collect one thing at a time.
Well,
Excuse us while we have a chat. You all sing a Christmas carol.
God Kings. That's from Bohemia, you know.
We three kings that worry it all.
Yes. One at a time.
One object at a time. Is it an object?
Could be so described. Yes, it's an object.
yes.
A large object?
In its original form, sometimes large and sometimes small. This is a big help, I know.
Have you a large collection of these objects?
Yes.
Are they animal?
No, ma'am.
A vegetable?
No, ma'am.
Sir, excuse us.
He collects vegetables.
It's vegetable, panel.
It's vegetable.
All right, there's $20 down and $60 to go. Janie Meadows, please.
Oh, swell.
Oh, Henry, I'm sorry.
No hard feelings. It's all right. Go ahead, Jim.
You'll have to go out and get a candle on your head before you're noticed on this program. All right, Henry.
Well, I'll make it short because I know how you feel. Mr. Faust, this vegetable stuff, is it reduced in size when you collect it?
Reduced in size from what?
From the way it was originally?
Oh, yeah, I guess it's in different shape than the original vegetable from which it comes.
Oh, is this sort of a crazy thing, Mr. Faust?
No. No, I don't think so.
Let me ask you this. Is your collection worth...
The subject matter itself, the object is a perfectly sane thing. It's the amount of it that's a little odd, I might say.
Mr. Faust, is this collection worth anything?
Only you know the answer to that. Is it worth something?
Well, obviously, it's something sort of foolish.
Yeah, well, it doesn't have much intrinsic value, Henry. No, there's $30. Foolish but fun, right? $30 down to $50 to go now, Jane Meadows.
Mr. Faust, this thing that you collect in its original form was vegetable, is that right?
Yeah.
Is it a manufactured article? Is it edible by any chance?
No.
Is this, when it is manufactured, does it become paper?
No, it doesn't become paper.
It's not of the paper product.
Don't look now, but you're
rubber?
getting- pardon?
Or is it, does it become rubber?
No.
No.
It's not rubber. Is it something that we use every day?
Yep.
It's a useful object. Is it something we find around the home?
Some of you find around the home, $40 down and $40 to go. Panel, a bill I'm going to give you. You'll be the last chance on this because we're running over time.
All righty. Mr. Faust, this useful object that's found around a home, do many people collect this object, this type of stuff? I mean, a lot of people save this. I think it's called saving, isn't it? Or could it be?
Yeah?
Yes.
Is it the kind of thing that I might find around my lunch?
You mean flies?
No.
You'll find this around your lunch.
Yes. You could, yes.
Is this the kind of thing that, let's put it this way. Are you, something you did, did you collect a lot of string? Is that it? Are you a string saver? A string
Yes,
collector?
he is.
What do I have to know? How long?
You have to find out how long the string is.
Would the string reach from here to Pittsburgh?
No. Yes. Yes, it would. Well, that's close enough. I'm going to give it to you. It's exactly 300. Happens to be Bill's hometown. It was his first guess, but it happens. It'll go right past Pittsburgh. It's 338 miles of string.
Smart string.
And we made a tie-in with the Allied Bands people who were kind enough to bring this ball of string with us and look at it over here. 338 miles of string. This represents a monumental achievement of some sort. May I ask you one very pertinent question, Mr. Fouts? What are you going to do with it?
Build it big.
Oh, you
Get
mean
it bigger.
You're going to build it bigger?
Yep.
I hope you will notice this is not just any old string. This is all the same
That is right.
gauge.
Yes, sir.
Well, sir, here's your money. You didn't win too much, but by the way, it will go past Pittsburgh. If you go north, it'll reach to Augusta, Maine. If you go northwest, it'll stop right in the middle of Lake Erie. So be careful. Don't go northwest.
Okay.
And we want you to have a present, sir, from us and from Cavaliers and from Goodson Todman, who are the producers of our show, another piece of string. You have no idea what we had to go through to get the big hunk of string here from all the way from Columbus, Kansas. The Allied van people trucked it here for us, and we had to insure it for $10,000. That's the value that Mr. Fouts puts upon it. All right, now then, may we have our next contestant, please, sir? Will you come in? Now, panel, I'm not going to tell you what this gentleman's name is, because if you knew his name, you would quite possibly know his secret. So we'll call you again Mr. X. Is that all right, sir?
That's correct.
All right, Mr. X, there are a lot of folks out there would like to know what your secret is. Will you whisper it to me, please? All right, now, I'm going to start with you, Joan Bennett, and to help classify this secret, I will tell you it concerns something that he did. Yes, Henry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got to disqualify myself, I know.
You have recognized the gentleman?
Yes.
Good
Oh,
man.
It's not up to me, is it? But,
When I get to you, then you're out, Henry. Thanks
Yes,
very much.
okay.
All right, Joan
What about
Bennett.
you? You out too?
Yeah, I want to disqualify myself because I know Henry.
Sorry, those grounds are not strong enough.
all right. 'Cause I think
All right, Joan.
Mr. X, did you do this alone?
Yes, I did.
Did you do it for pleasure?
Not necessarily.
Let me say this. The actual action he did alone, however, in the sense in which the question was asked, there is another person involved.
Yes,
Huh?
there was, yes.
There was another person involved, but he did the actual doing of this thing alone.
He was the motivating force.
Did it get in the papers?
Yes, it was.
Did it benefit a great many people? What you did?
No, it did not.
Did it benefit you?
No, it did not.
Ooh,
They don't agree.
I would say that you received not financial benefit, but you
yes,
received
no, I was thinking on different lines. It actually,
satisfaction, shall we say?
well, it's something even deeper than that.
Well, let's talk about that later,
Well, yes,
because we'll give something away. So we'll say that inasmuch as he accomplished what he set out to do, it did benefit him. Yes,
It did benefit Mr. X.
yes. There's $10 down and $70 to go. Henry Morgan, we're going to skip you because you have guessed the gentleman's identity. Now we'll go to Jane. Excuse us. We want to talk a minute. Yes? Well, in the sense that you derived a satisfaction
Yes.
from it, you benefited from it.
all I can say is I'm jealous.
I don't blame you. Just wait. Jane Meadows.
Mr. X, if there's something deeper than satisfaction, would this be an act of heroism? Would there be heroism involved in this?
No, no hero, no.
No. Is this other person named in the secret? This other person involved?
No,
Not by name. He
Not
is
by name.
designated, but not by name.
Would it help me to find out anything about this other person? Would this person be an adult?
no.
A
no.
child?
Child.
You did something that benefited a child.
Benefited the child, yes.
Were you in some official capacity when you did this? I mean by that, are you by any chance a fireman or a policeman or... No?
No.
No.
You're not?
No. All right, $20 gone, $60 to go. Bill Cullen, please.
This thing that you did, sir, to benefit this child, did you do it in a line of duty? I mean, of duty as we know it, in the strict sense of the word, either your duty or as your occupation?
No, I did not.
You did it strictly on your own,
Yes.
a voluntary thing. Did you give this child something materially? I mean, this is only one child we're talking about. One. Did you give this child some? Did you actually give him something? I mean, again, in a strict sense of the word. I mean,
Well, Mr. X gave him many things, but the one thing that the most important thing he gave him is only inferred in the secret. It is not mentioned. So
Is this child not a native of the United States?
that's
Yes,
right.
that's right.
Is this child from Korea, by any chance?
Yes, he is.
Would you look more natural if I saw you in a uniform?
Yes, I would be.
Even in the Navy, is it not? You're the man who adopted, or is in the process, I think, of adopting the Korean war orphan. Is that the...
That's correct.
That's precisely it. This is Chief Petty Officer Vincent Palladino. Yes, Henry.
This child in the paper today is the most darling child.
Well, Henry, wait till you meet him in person. And here he is. Here's little Lee himself. How old is Lee? Lee, how old are you?
Well, we,
You're 4? Listen, Lee, have you ever seen Santa Claus before? Where did you see Santa Claus? You don't, is it this?
San Francisco.
Oh, in San Francisco, huh? Have you ever met him in person? Have you ever shake hands with Santa Claus? Well, he remembered you because he's come back to see you tonight. He's come all the way from a strange foreign land called Macy's. And he has come over here especially just to see you, and he has a few presents for you ahead of Christmas time. Santa Claus, will you come out, please? We'll take those home, put them under the tree. Now, the Allied band folks want you to have a truck just like the one that they brought our string. There you are. And Lee... Come here, little boy. Lee, have you ever ridden a tricycle before? Want to take a try at it? Well, we got a small problem. We'll have to send out and get longer legs. Here, you can sit. I'll give you a ride, huh? You steer now. Round big circle. Oops. I don't know what we can possibly say to you, except that I know that several million of us envy you and admire you very, very much. We wish a wonderful and great future to both you and to Lee and the 32 aunts that he has inherited.
I think one more we had. My sister just came back from the hospital and she gave birth to another child, so I think it's 34.
Got 34 aunts, huh? Well, the merriest possible Christmases and much great future to both of you. Thank you much. Now it's time for our special guest. A delightful guy, a truly great dancer who has become an equally fine comedian. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Paul Hartman. While we chat about Mr. Hartman's secret panel, we're going to have to ask you to take Miss Meadows and her candle and go outside and wait in a dark room, because this is a deep, dark secret from our listeners at home. Okay? Paul, it's real nice to have you with us tonight, and may I say how much I've enjoyed your new TV show.
You may say it, and as loud as you like.
Pride of the Family on another unmentionable network.
You don't know your ABCs.
ABCs? Mr. Paley, he said it, I didn't. It's Christmas, remember? It's a real good show, Paul. You having fun with it?
I'm having a lot of... Well, I miss New York, but I'm having a lot of fun.
Well, it's a good show. You ought to be real happy with it. Is the panel off now? All right, now, Paul, suppose you tell us what the secret is.
May I say?
Yeah?
Well, before I can give you my secret, tell you my secret, I have two people who have to help me out.
Oh?
I have a lady hidden out there.
A lady? Well, let's get her out here
Yeah.
first, yeah. Would you come out, please? Hello, how are you? Can you give me the phone, please? Now, unknown lady, will you please tell, let's get back here where we can get a better pictures. Will you please tell our audience what your name is?
My name is Eve Morgan, and I'm Henry Morgan's mother.
This is Henry Morgan's mother. And if you are surprised to see Mrs. Morgan tonight, Henry is going to be twice as surprised, because you haven't seen Henry for how long?
2 years.
2 years?
That's right.
And Henry doesn't even know you're in town, does
No,
he?
he doesn't.
We are again indebted, this time to United Airlines, who did us a wonderful favor. They flew Mrs. Morgan east. When did you leave Hollywood?
Oh, I left the last night.
Last night, huh? And you're just in town?
I'm so confused, I forget the time.
Well, it was just last night, and I understand you had a fine flight.
Yes, I
All
did.
right, now, who else do we need, Paul?
Well, I have somebody else out here. Shall I get them? Or do you
All right, please do. I can hardly wait till Henry sees you.
You
He's
can
gonna
hardly
flip.
wait. I'm going like this.
You stand right here.
Hello, Santa. Well, we make a very handsome foursome, but what are we going to do?
Now, go ahead.
Pardon me?
Oh. Well, I think that's very touching, but I still don't get it. What's your secret?
Well, that's my secret.
What?
I saw Henry Morgan's mommy kissing Santa Claus.
We're going to need you to stay well out of sight over that way, if you will. And Santa, if you go off that way and wait, we'll appreciate it very much. Now let the panel back in, huh? There's no telling what Henry's reaction is going to be to this. Henry is a rather unpredictable sort, you know. All right, panel, you all back in? You take the responsibility for this?
No, that's not in my contract.
All right, panel. Let's get rocking on this right away, because we're going to need the time. Now, the clue concerns something that Mr. Hartman saw, and we'll start with Henry Morgan, please.
Mr. Hartman, did you see this recently?
Yes, and that Mr. sounds very formal from you.
Paul, did you see this while we were out?
Yes.
Does the secret involve any other people?
Yes.
Would the name be important? I mean, should we go for the name of who it is?
Yeah. Yes, I guess so.
Well, I'm going to take a real jump off the dock. Does it involve somebody on the panel?
Partly.
One of the girls? Or part of one of the girls?
Did we say that on television?
No, it's not one of the girls, Henry.
Is it Willie?
No.
Me?
No, well, we have to... he is he is involved, yeah.
Well, look, when we were out, were you looking through the keyhole? Did you... is it something like that?
No.
It wasn't you that we saw, Henry.
Oh.
$10 down and $70 to go, Jane Meadows.
While we were out, you saw something to do with Henry? Something that is involved with Henry?
We saw a person who is connected with Henry.
A person? Is this person in the audience?
No.
Was this person on the stage while we were out?
Yes.
Is this person a relative of Henry's?
Yes, I guess you'd call her a relative.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yes.
Is it a close relative? A blood
close,
relation?
yeah.
A blood relation.
We think so.
All right, there's $20 down and $60 to go. Bill Cullen?
If what I'm thinking is the craziest thing I've ever heard of. Henry, may I address a question to Henry?
Pray do.
Is your mother on the coast?
Yes.
Oh, she is? That blows my whole theory.
You're never going to get to it anyhow. I'm going to forfeit the whole thing because the time is very precious. Henry, it just happens that your mother is not on.
Oh, let me do it. I know what it is.
What?
He saw Henry's mother kissing that Santa Claus that was here. I know that.
And you have lots to talk about that isn't going to make sense to several million people. That's all right. Henry, you're dismissed for the evening.
How come you're still 20 years old?
Go on off and talk to each other.
This is my mother.
Paul, it was a very heartwarming thing. Thanks very, very much for bringing us the secret.
Thank you.
Large hand for Paul Hart. And now, Santa, come on back here. We want to talk to you for just a minute, please. Santa, how many months were you at Macy's?
About 3 weeks.
About 3 weeks?
That's right.
How many kids is it estimated sat on your lap during
About
that time?
40,000.
40,000 kids. Well, everybody is so happy to get things from Santa Claus at Christmas, and so few people think of giving you something. So we know that after the big night, Christmas night, you're going to be pretty tired. So before you go back up to the North Pole, we thought that you might like to be our guest and go down to Miami Beach and lie around in the sun. So we have arranged for you personally to go down to the fabulous Lord Tarleton Hotel in Miami Beach, where you're going to share a cabana with Helen Traubel and my old friend Jimmy Durante. And then you're going to be met at the airport by the mayor of Miami Beach, Hank Myers, and you will sit with the official party at the Orange Bowl game on New Year's Day. So thanks very much, Santa Claus, for everything. And don't forget to drop around the night after tomorrow. Be very quiet coming down the chimney, will you?
I will, and I want to thank you and wish you all a Merry Christmas.
Right-ho. Same to you, sir. And for all of us, for our panel, for our sponsors, and for the producers of our show, the very merriest of all possible Christmases. And goodbye out there.
This has been a Mark Goodson, Bill Kaufman production. This is John Cannon speaking.